hello, and welcome one, welcome all. Welcome to another live conversation. If you're a returning viewer, listener, subscriber, welcome back, welcome back. If you're new to this channel, welcome, welcome. Voices in Education is a safe space where we share and learn from each other. We do that in a respectful way to ensure that we're maintaining our safe community, our safe space where we all feel a sense of belonging, where we all feel valued. All right, so on that note, we do not disrespect anyone, we do not belittle anyone, we don't defame anyone, we just keep it real and respectful. So we ask that you keep your comments real and respectful. If you're going to call in and share, we ask that you do the same. All right. If you're unable to do that, we ask that you do not call us. All right. Because we would not want to disconnect the call. Again, welcome one, welcome all. As you get into this live, please remember to hit the like button, the share button, and the subscription button. And of course, we are going to talk about our community poll that you're seeing on screen right now. And also, what are some of the closely or what will be some of the closely contested, constituencies or seats. All right, so we want to hear from you. So we'll definitely, open the phone line just to hear from you. So right now, as you're entering, we're going to go to some music, and please let me know if you're hearing me loud and clear in the chat. So we'll go to some music and then we'll get the conversation going. So let's see if we can get the music going and just rock and come in, guys. Rock and come in. All right, fantastic, fantastic. If you're in the chat, let me know once you're here. All right, so we're going to get this conversation going for sure. And we want to know that you're hearing us loud and clear in the chat. So just comment if you're hearing us or hearing me loud and clear at this point. In a little bit, Ovi is going to join us. All right, so come on, guys, let us know. I suspect that you're hearing me in the chat. Remember to hit the like button, the share button, and the subscription button. All right, those are some the easiest ways you can support us is by liking, sharing, and subscribing. All right, so we're just going to look at the map of the election map of Jamaica, and you will see that on screen right now. In the context, KJ, thank you so much for liking. In the context of the last general election. All right, so we're going to be talking about, some seats that we believe will be closely contested in the next general elections. So whenever those elections are called. All right. Thank you, KJ. Loud and clear. Fantastic. And so we just want to highlight, all right, some of these constituencies, and we want to hear from you as well. So we're not giving our predictions yet, guys. You need to stick and stay with us for that. We're waiting for the elections to be called and for the nominations. So, after nomination day, when we have the official list, we will begin our election predictions. All right. So now we're just looking at some, seats or constituencies that we believe will be closely contested. All right. So on that note, and we want to hear from you in the chat as well. All right, because that is definitely important. We want to hear, your voice. It's not just our voices on this side, but we want to hear from you. So I am going to start with Clarendon, right? And I am going to say Clarendon Northwestern is going to be a constituency that will be closely contested. Now, Clarendon Northwestern is currently held by the Jamaica Labour Party. As a matter of fact, I think Clarendon only, as you can see on the map there, only one seat currently is for the PNP, and that is Southwest Clarendon. All right, so Ovi is going to take us through some of this. Hello, Ovi, how are you?
Hello, let me know if you hear me.
Yeah, I'm hearing you here, sounding good. So our first seat, that we're highlighting here is Northwestern Clarendon. And so it's currently being held by the Jamaica Labour Party. And we believe that this seat is going to be one for us to look out for. It's going to be closely contested. Again, we're not making any predictions at this time. But Ovi, what can you tell us, based on the last results that you have, even the percentage or if you have the exact figures?
Okay, so last election, this seat was won by the Jamaica Labour Party, and they won by about 1.2%. So they won with a majority of 50.4% to the PNP's 49.2. The persons contesting the seat for the PNP, Mr. Richard Azan, and for JLP, it was Mr. Philip Enriquez. So that's what happened in that seat, and it was pretty close. And I'm with you on this one. This one is going to be one to watch as well. So this election.
Yeah, fantastic. So yeah, so that's one there, guys. So Clarendon, Northwestern, and we have, we have pretty much said, that this is going to be a very closely contested one. All right, so guys, as you enter, please remember to hit the like button and the subscription button. Let us just continue to grow stronger together. All right, and remember the easiest ways to support us is by liking, sharing, and subscribing. There's a goal in the chat if you're able to support that. Also, we want to hear from you. What do you believe in the context of some seats that you believe will be closely contested in the upcoming general elections? All right, so from Clarendon, Ovi, let us try and look at South Manchester, so Manchester Southern. And that seat we believe will be closely contested. It's currently held by the Jamaica Labour Party. We know that there are some changes going forward in the context of the representatives from both sides. So, Ovi, do you have any data to share with us on this one? Ovi, we're not hearing you on this side. Perhaps you're muted.
Okay, sorry about that. Let me know if you hear me now.
Loud and clear.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, Manchester Suburban, a big constituency, and as you rightly said, it was won by the JLP in the last election. It's currently being held by Robert Chin, and he went up against the PNP Michael Stewart. The difference, in percentage, it was a win for Chin with 53.5% over Michael Stewart, who had 46.5. So not much in that if you look on it, around about 8 or so percent, the difference between these two candidates here. But this is what happens, as you mentioned, two new persons will be coming into the seat, and that will make this seat one of the seats that will be, one to watch. It's going to be closely contested. Based on the little knowledge that I have, this Manchester Southern seat has been traditionally a PNP seat for quite a bit, but JLP took it the last time, and they're holding it currently. So as I said, and as you rightly said, it's a seat to watch, and let's see which way this one will go.
Just hold a moment here. I think I have a caller coming in. Hello, caller, you're live. All right, so caller, if you'd like to just call us back, Colonel. All right, so we'll definitely see what's so yes, you were talking about Manchester, South Manchester, and as you mentioned, two new candidates, Ian Hayes for the JLP, Peter Bunting coming in for the PNP. We'll definitely see how that one pans out for sure. All right, so let's just go to, let's see where else we should go right now. A seat that we believe will be closely contested. I don't know. Perhaps St. Elizabeth Northeast.
Yes, Eastern, yes, that
Yes.
one. That's what I was going to say. That one is a hot
That
one, I
one
would
just
say.
came up, pop up in my head. So if we could, if you, I don't know if you have that on hand in the context of, and right now, guys, as you can see on the map there, it looks like all of Saint Elizabeth is for the JLP. All right, but the last time, all right, Saint Elizabeth Northeastern, we believe it's going to be very closely contested. Currently, we have a new candidate for the PNP. So, Ovi, can you take us through that one? Saint Elizabeth Northeastern.
So St. Elizabeth Northeastern. So in the last election, it was the JLP Member of Parliament, Mr. Delroy Slowly, who took that one with a 51.8%. So listen to this one, 51.8%, and that was enough to earn him the seat there. He was up against Mr. Basil Wade. He got 48.2. And guys, that's pretty much a little bit under 3%. That's the difference. And that's how close this one was. So it's going to be one of the seats to watch out for because, last election it was really close. And, new candidates coming into the seat, it's going to be so a seat to watch as well. I'll be back over to you.
Fantastic. So thanks for sharing that. So from what we know, and again, we're waiting for, nomination and all that before we go. But from what we know, Delroy Slowly is perhaps is the candidate for the JLP and Zulika Jess for the PNP. So we'll definitely see what happens there in the context of Northeastern Saint Elizabeth. All right, so let me just see here. And I don't know, guys, in the chat, you can also suggest, seats. Ovi, do you have another one in mind there that you want us to go to?
No, I don't have any right now, but
Westmoreland.
guys,
I want to pick up on Westmoreland. I believe it is it Central
okay.
Westmoreland. That seat with let me just I'll just tell you Westmoreland because it's three seat. I think it's perhaps Central. Yeah. Central Westmoreland. Perhaps that one is going to be closely contested. Last election, we had George Wright and then Dwayne Vaz for the People's National Party. I think two of those seats in Westmoreland, they're going to be really, they're going to, Westmoreland is one to watch, trust me. And so, Westmoreland Central of it. I don't know if you have some information for that. Westmoreland Central.
I'm trying to get that up right now. Westmoreland Central, you said. So, Westmoreland Central, yes. So, it is currently being held by Mr. George Wright. So, he is the member of parliament right now. He took that seat last time with 53.6% over Mr. Dwayne Val, who, so Mr. George Wright is for the JLP. Let me just get that clear. And Mr. Dwayne Vaz, he's from the PNP. So George Wright taking that one with 53.6% over Dwayne Vaz, who got 46.1. And guys, once someone just gets over if they get 50% chances are it's a little bit over 50, it means that they'll win the seat, but it's close. It's not a landslide. So this one is another one to watch here. And it could be a seat that, the possibility lies where it might swing. So we're going to keep our eyes on this one as well.
And with this seed too, it's not just with the results, but just happenings that occurred following the general election. So we know what, and I really don't want to repeat some of these information or allegations in the context of George Wright. We know at one point he was sitting as an independent member in the House, right? And then eventually he went back over to the JLP. So I believe that some of these factors too will definitely impact this Westmoreland Central. We can also go to, let me just see here because this is going to be another one. And
We
maybe
could look at Westmoreland Western too.
yes, that's what I'm saying. But I feel that perhaps
Okay.
and I'm not sure if this one is going to be closely contested because Mr. Wicker, McNeil, he left Westmoreland and he has moved on to Trelawny. So I feel that if there was enough ground there, so perhaps I would leave this one unless you have something else you'd like to share on this one.
Well, as previously mentioned with the other seat, it wasn't a strong win for the JLP in this seat. It is currently being held by Orland Wilson of JLP. He got that seat with 64.7%. And Wickham McNeil, as you mentioned, the person who's going to be moving away from this constituency, he got 45.3. So
Yeah.
that's I think
The
I
one
think it's
that is
worth
the I
watching,
think the
to be
one
honest.
that is really heated is Westmoreland Eastern. So if you want to check that one out, that's really
Okay, no
where
problem. Let me
we'll
see what
have
that one
I think a big
looks like.
battle there.
Wow, that one is really tight for sure. For sure, that one is it's really tight. So it's the JLP who's are leading in terms of these close ones, and it's reflected in the results of
Please
late.
don't say leading. Just guys, this is from the last election, all right?
So it's Daniel Lawrence, who is the member of parliament from the JLP, votes 49.9% over Luther Buchanan, who got 49.8. So that's how close it is. 0.1 difference between percent difference between these two candidates.
that was
Um,
very close. Yeah.
I don't think it could get much closer than this one. So definitely a seat to watch, Westmoreland Easter.
For sure. And I know that Dr. Dayton Campbell is going to run in Westmoreland. So, different factors there on the ground in Westmoreland. So that's a factor there for sure in the context of the PNP. We know that the PNP, they were in Westmoreland, and we were here live when the Honorable Opposition Leader Mark Golding was sharing that, they were complacent in the context of Westmoreland, and now they're ready to pretty much do what they need to do, and they definitely understand that context for sure. All right, so I think one to watch, and it wasn't so close the last election, but maybe just one to watch out of it is I don't know if Mr. Ian Hales is going to gain back some ground there in Hanover Western.
Or Hanover Western. I'll check that one out, but it's really warming up, guys, as it relates to the elections. So please make sure that you're hitting your like button, hitting your subscription button, and you're making sure that your post notification is on, so you know exactly when we're going live again. But Hanover Western, it is currently being held by Kamika Davis. She got that one with 54.7% of the voters. So Mr. Ian Hales, he got 45.3% of the voters. So it's pretty close as well. And let's see how this one will work out in the elections coming up. As this is we don't know what's going to happen as it relates to these seats. Too close to call, I would say.
Yeah, for sure. And I am just here checking as we go along. I feel like St. James perhaps is going to be as it is there, but I want to go to, I think this is where Wickham McNeil is going to be. Trelawny Northern. I don't know if it's going to be closely contested, but because of the I would say, the strategy that is being employed by the PNP. So Ovi, could you just share Trelawney Northern?
So Trelawney Northern, yes. So the member of parliament is Tova Hamilton, and she has a voter percentage of 55.5%. And she went up against Victor Wright, 44.1% of the voters. So a seat there held by the JLP, but it is one that is close and one that we need to keep an eye on.
Yeah, with Wicca McNeil going there, then for sure, that is one that we'll definitely keep an eye out on. The other one, obviously, we're going to keep that. Let me not say what that one is. I feel is okay. If we go over to well, St. Anne, I don't think we need to do Crystal Lee because Dayton Campbell obviously moved from that seat. So let's see here, and I'm just checking in here. I know one is going to be very, very closely contested here in St. Anne. All right, yes, St. Anne Southeastern. That one is one that we'll definitely look out for. And we know that I'll just wait for you to get that information for us, Ovi. Let me know when you have located Saint Anne.
Yes, I have allocated a St. Anne Southeastern, right? So yes, so that one was really close. It is Lisa Hanna that was the member is the member of parliament there. So 50.2%, my bad, is the percentage that she gained in that one over Delroy Grandstand, who got 49.8%. So 0.2 difference in terms of percentage difference in terms of the votes there. And that is as close as you can get. So this is definitely one to watch.
Yeah, so yeah, 0.4% somewhere there. So Lisa got 5,150 votes, and Delroy got 5,119 votes. So that's Saint Anne Eastern. So one there to watch for sure. Uh and I'm just checking here. I think that closes out of Saint Anne. We can perhaps look at St. Mary Central. Let me know when you have located St. Mary Central.
Okay, looking from St. Mary Central. So
Just one to watch out for, I'll say. I'm not sure if it's going to be closely contested, but one to look out for.
okay, so I've found that information. Yeah, it's the PNP who is currently in Parliament, member of Parliament there. So it's Mr. Maurice Guy who's there. He won with a 51.7% out of the voters, ahead of Lennon Richards, who got 48.3%. So really tight there for sure, and definitely a seat to watch.
Yeah, for sure. And uh let me just see here. I think this one is good. We know Portland. Let me just still check on.
So you could look at St. Thomas Eastern.
Yeah, I'm coming there. I think that one is going to be for sure. St. Thomas is definitely going to be one to look out for sure with Michelle Charles. Well, I'm not sure. But you could go to that to that one and let us know.
All right, so St. Thomas Eastern, this one was taken by Michelle Charles of the JLP. She got that one with 53.2% of the voters over Mr. Fenton Ferguson, who got 46.8%. So that's the this one, and it's pretty close. Not as close as some that we have seen before, but I don't think any of the parliamentarians here would be comfortable, going into the elections, and they will not take anything for granted here. You have
And
to be
then
on your
with the
P's and
yeah, and
Q's.
then with this one, I believe the PNP, they have a strong candidate coming in, but we'll see. I believe it's for that seat. So we'll definitely see what happens there. All right, so we're going to try to go into Kingston, and let's just see here. So Kingston and St. Andrew is very big, and we're just going to perhaps try to go to I'm looking for, I think it's Central. Yes. Kingston Central. So once you get that information, you can let me know. That's one that we'll definitely watch.
Okay, I'm looking for that one. So,
Kingston Central.
okay, so Kingston Central, yes. So Kingston Central, this one was a pretty close one as well. So the member of parliament is Donovan Williams with 51.7% of the voters turning out for him and the JLP. And, for the PNP, we have Emmanuel Duncan Price with 48.3. So this one, another close one, and
And
one
perhaps
that
just tell
we
them
have to watch also.
I don't think the percentage tells them how close it is for this one, so perhaps the figure. So for Donovan Williams, it was 4,568. For Imani, it was 4,265. So that one, that's a seat for sure to watch out, and a seat that I would say is perhaps swinging somewhat. I believe that was a seat that, former Education Minister Ronald Thwaites had, this Kingston Central. We have seen, Imani Duncan Price in that seat, and now we believe it's the former Superintendent Steve McGregor who is going to be on the PNP's ticket for this seat. So definitely one to watch out for. Any other comments on this one, of it?
Yeah, this one is going to be really close, just about 300, voters difference in this one, and that's really really close. So let's definitely a seat to watch.
For sure. So I'm just here checking in, and I'll just tell you the next one.
I just want the guys, if you're here, please drop a comment in the chat, hit the like button, hit the subscription button, and let us know what you are thinking as it relates to your constituents. Uh,
Like this one
so
was close, but I don't know if it's one to watch, because let me just leave that one alone. Uh oh, I looked at this one already. Uh I'm coming. I'm just checking to see where to go.
yeah, I'm looking in the chat. In the
Okay.
meantime, not seeing anybody. Guys, let us know what's happening in the chat, what you're thinking. Tell us what's happening in your constituents. We would really appreciate that. Let me see how we're doing. I'm just seeing two likes on this side. So if you haven't liked this live yet, please hit the like button and let us continue to grow. We really appreciate having you here. And this is a space where it's interactive. So you can call in if you want. You can drop a message in the chat. And if you want to be a silent supporter, hit the subscription button, hit the like button, and help us to continue to grow. Remember to turn your post notification on too so you can know when we're going live. We really appreciate you being here. And Marlon, welcome. All right, so we're going to go through with some predictions later on, Marlon. So we're just looking at what happened in the last election and, looking out for some peace. What? So make sure you have, hit your subscription button, turn your post notification on so that we can talk about that aspect whenever we come on to that aspect of it. But we're really happy to have you here. Thank you for keeping the the chat alive.
Yes, Survey, I am just looking through what I have here, and some
No
of
problem.
them, I think we're perhaps going to have at least another one or so in Clarendon that might be closely contested. But guys, if you, what are your views? Let us know seats that you believe will be closely contested. And I think this is one of them. I think I found one. So St. Catherine Northwestern Ovi. So let me know when you have that information. Up St. Catherine Northwestern. This one was pretty close, like really close.
Okay, so St. Catherine Northwestern.
Yes.
Yes, so that one really close as you mentioned. So the member of parliament is Hugh Graham, Mr. Hugh Graham. He won that seat with 5,371 votes, and he took home 50.6% of the voters there, ahead of Newton Amos, Mr. Newton Amos, with 5,223. He got 49.2% of the vote. So this one is definitely close. And, this one is definitely one to watch for this election as well.
Yeah, for sure. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that's where Damian Crawford is going to run on a PMP ticket. I am I am almost certain that's where Damian Crawford is going. I'm just double checking that information just to be clear, because guys, we do so much. Let me just look here. So this is Northwestern, and let me just check here. If you have not yet hit the like button, what are you waiting for? All right, now is the time to do that. So please hit that like button, hit that subscription button, and let's just continue to grow stronger together. All right, so I'm just trying to confirm. I believe that's where, Mr. Crawford is, yeah, St. Catherine North, it's Northwestern, right? Yeah, that's where he's going to run on the PMP's ticket. So definitely a seat for us to look out for. Definitely one to look out for sure. And let's see, just trying to see, okay, what else is closely contested there. I think that is one to look out for sure. And let's see here. I don't know, Ovi, if you have any other seats that you believe is going to be one for the books. We're told about Audley Shaw's seat in Manchester Northeastern. Just people sharing that what was happening on the ground, that the constituency was pretty much neglected. But our data here that is not supporting that, but we'll definitely keep an eye on that in that context. But those are the ones that I can think about at this point. I don't know if you have
I'm not. I'm not seeing anything else. Marlon is mentioning a few.
Manchester Central. I guess we could talk about that. I don't know if it's going to be closely contested given what's happening, but we know I think Mr. Mitchell is coming in on the PNP ticket to run in that constituency against, Rhoda. So, do you think that is one for us to watch?
Well, so this is how I look on it. Based on what happened with the last election, where Rhoda, you know, got the better of Peter Bunting in that seat. I think that has given us strong footing in Manchester Central, and I'd be very surprised if he did not regain a seat there. But as you mentioned, Peter Bunting is going to Manchester South, and somebody else is coming into this seat, so we'll have to watch and see what that person brings to the table. But it's kind of hard to see it moving away from Rhoda right now.
Yeah, totally get that. So, yes, guys, so those are some of the seats that we believe perhaps will be closely contested in the upcoming general elections. We would love to hear from you. So, we're going to put the WhatsApp number in the chat. You can give us a call, all right? And if we're not getting any calls, we're going to wrap this one up. We have, okay, Davian, welcome. And you're talking about Warren Newby there in Northwestern Clarendon. Okay, so some new people coming in for sure. That is definitely going to change the context. So before I forget, I just want to share this information with you. You should be seeing that on screen there. So, if you're in the parishes of St. Anne and Trelawney, all right, they are looking for, one day police, the polling station security assistance in the parishes of St. Anne and Trelawney. And so, what you need to do, you see the information there on screen. They say you should be non-partisan, be able to read and write well, have at least secondary level education, and election day workers will be compensated, so you will be paid, and you should apply at your nearest electoral office of Jamaica constituency office. All right, so the nearest EOJ office, constituency office, and once you're going, you should bring a valid ID and your TRN. All right, so guys, we're about empowerment and upliftment. So if you are in the parishes of St. Anne and Trelawney, or if you have family members there in St. Anne and Trelawney, they need election day workers. All right, one day workers. So please visit the nearest constituency office, EOJ office, bring your ID and your TRN. All right, so just to share that information with you. So, guys, once we get information, we're going to share. We are here each evening for this live. We don't have a specific time because life happens. So what you need to do, you need to ensure that you hit the subscription button, turn on your post notification, or if you'd like to get the notification, you can also send us a message on WhatsApp and ask us to add you to our WhatsApp group. Just send your name and just please add me to the WhatsApp group, and we share the information there as well. So please ensure that you are sticking and staying with us. We are not a political platform. We share with you information so that you can be empowered and you have, the knowledge, and you go and you do whatever you need to do. All right? And so that is definitely important. So NEP, PNP, JLP, no P Jamaica, we welcome you here in this space, and that is why we keep it real and respectful, so that, right, we can, have this conversation where we can all, talk and share our views. Even if you're supporting PNP and you're calling to say, me love what Mr. Gold in a do, we like that. If you're calling to say you love what Mr. Oldness is doing, we like that. We're good. We just ask you to be real and respectful. So don't call me to bash Mr. Golding. Don't call me to bash Mr. Oldness. We don't have any money to be paying for any defamation suit or any of that. We're just here to have some good conversation, and you can share your views without disrespecting anybody. And if you don't know the information is true, don't come and say so and so and so, because we can't help you either with, if anything should happen. So we just want to maintain and protect our space, and that is why we say, if you know you can't keep it real, no bother call. We just stay in the chat, listen, comment in the chat, and we'll try to pick out what we can pick out from what you're saying there. So on that note, let's just put the WhatsApp number is in the chat. All right, and so we're going to pin it to the top of the chat. Sislin, welcome. So, South St. James, in the context of what, Sislin? Are you talking about the election day worker, or are you talking about seats that will be closely contested? Courtney, welcome. Courtney, we have quite a lot of videos on this channel, all right, that we share from both sides. And sometimes in our live conversation, we share the policies or the achievements of both sides, all right? So, yeah. So yes, guys, and also this is the result of our community poll so far. If you'd like to participate in the community poll, all you need to do is to go to our page and go to the post section, and you'll be able to vote there. All right, so I'm going to post the link in the chat right now, just so that you have the link where you can just go and vote if you'd like to participate. So we will do this until the election, all right? So we're giving you different ways to be to share with us, and just to keep the engagement and the interaction going on this platform. So again, we want to hear from you. So the phone line is open. Okay, seat. All right, so I'm just going to check. We're going to look at, was that South St. James? South St. James, obviously. Sislin wants to find out about South St. James. South St. James, I don't know, based on what we have here from the previous election, all right, we have 57.8% for Mr. Omar Davis of the JLP. We know that Nikisha Burchell is coming in for the PNP. So definitely one that we can watch for sure, Sislin. Ovi, I don't know if you have anything further to share about South St. James or St. James Southern.
Well, not much else as it relates to that one.
All right, so I'll just
As
take
you
this
said,
call. Let me just take this caller. Hello, caller, you're live.
That's good night.
Good night. How are you doing?
I am here giving thanks.
Fantastic, fantastic.
Yes. You are saying that, what was the thing about? You're talking about the election, right?
We're talking about seats that we believe will be closely contested in the upcoming elections.
Oh. Well, it's only 5 seats down there that is closely contested in my estimation.
Let us hear them.
Only 5, because before I even go to the 5, I'm not going to stay long with you. You have a caller. You don't mind.
You can talk to me, man.
The JLP will win. And don't let anybody, well, people entitled to their own opinion.
Thank you.
The Jamaica Labour Party will win convincingly.
Okay.
Straight up, because there's no competition with Andrew Wallace. None is not there. Straight up.
Okay.
All is there is propaganda. We don't take on to that. So the Jamaica Labour Party will win 45 seat majority.
Okay.
But here is the thing. Here is the thing.
Talk to us.
5 seat is there. 5 seat is there. That is very. I'm not calling it for the JLP now. I'm not calling it for the PNP now. So I'm watching until the campaign begin. Then I will give you my result on those 5. So let me tell you the 5. South St. James, Omar Davis.
Omar Davis, South St. James, okay. Ovi, are you taking notes? Take notes in Ovi. Let me just write them down, because South St. James.
South St. James, but here's the thing with South St. James now. Omar Davis, that's I'm a political man in my one little area. You know. Omar Davis has numbers on his corner, right? He has the numbers because he win that seat over 2,000 votes. That's a very
convincing win, yes.
Difficult task for the lady to overcome. She will have to rely on the diehard comrades there. Now, what the disadvantage she's also facing is that Omar Davis is also performing. But on the other hand again, you have a lot of diehard comrades. So the 2,000 vote was some comrade that vote in the 2020 election for Omar Davis. So that's why I'm not really calling it as yet. But where it is now, it's a very difficult task for the PNP lady. So let's move on to the next one.
All right, good. I love how you keep it real and respectful, and I love that.
Central, because your program and like our other program. Because we can lash out in a man.
We know why you lash out. Yeah, we love that. Respect.
You're a woman, you're not coming like we as a man. Because we know how to do your thing.
Respect. Central,
Kingston,
yes.
Donovan Williams.
Yes, Kingston
don't
Central.
Have numbers is in corner. That's the thing. He doesn't have the numbers in his corner because I think he win that seat over 400 votes.
Yeah,
those are 400 tired comrades who get up the morning and said, look, me now vote PNP, me I go give Labour right a try. That's what they said. They didn't vote convincingly for the JLP, for my party at that time. However, the advantage that Donovan Williams have now in Central Kingston is that he performed very well. No other member of parliament has come to that constituency over the years and have done the amount of work that he has done. So what he is relying on now is that he wants to translate his performance to capture those 400 comrades that vote for him.
Right.
No, if those 400 comrades go back to party line, that's where the problem lies. That is how Steve McGregor will comes in now, because Steve McGregor don't have nothing in Central Kingston to campaign on. Nothing. And he can't have anything because he just go there. He will have to rely on the diehard comrades. So those 400 comrades is like a jury into a courthouse going to decide on a fate. Okay, we see a performer we did give you, so we are going to work with you. We are go back to tradition. We're not busy with performance. So when people are analyzing seat, you have to look at the numbers. If the incumbent have numbers, if he has performance, what objective does he have to really translate the vote? So for me, Central Kingston is very close to call. However, where it is now, Donovan Williams stand a greater chance of taking home the seat. But it left to his groundwork, his preparation, his organization, and how his performance plays out. Because he is on what you call, probation. All those people that win under 1,000 is under probation. If you even little over 1,000, you're on probation too. So,
yeah, and I get what you're saying with that, and with this seat, because this is not our prediction. We're waiting, similar to you. We're waiting for the official campaigning to begin before we start our election predictions. I feel that with this seat,
I have my prediction in my idea.
I feel that it is but we're just waiting. We're just doing this and just waiting for that build up, especially with the close seats. So, I feel that even with this seat that you're talking about, what happened recently with Roe and all of that is going to be factored into this seat. So this seat, definitely one to look out for.
I've said that. Eastern Westmoreland. It's another seat that I am looking at. Because where it is now, the JLP is successful in 2 of the Westmoreland seats. Western and Central. I can tick those 2 seats off, 2 Westmoreland seats for the JLP. However, I am not going to call Eastern Westmoreland for the PNP or the JLP.
Yes, cool.
The reason being, it's a similar thing. Because Danny Lawrence doesn't have numbers in his corner. What Danny Lawrence has is performance. Remember, Dayton Campbell is not a politician that is loved by the Jamaican people, straight up. He has nothing to campaign on in Eastern and Westmoreland, nothing. He can't campaign on road, he can't campaign on jobs, he can't campaign on water. He has to rely on the diehard comrades to come out and vote for him. No. Danny Lawrence is relying on what you call performance. Remember he win that seat by only 14 votes. That's the word thin is too I can't use the word thin. It is so thin.
Yeah.
Because it is 14 people who said, look, let me give him a try. No. If Danny Lawrence can translate his performance over the years of neglect from Eastern Westmoreland by PNP MPs, then Danny Lawrence will on his way to secure a second term. But if those 14 people move away from that and go
as
back,
a matter of fact, I think it's 11 people, So it's even closer.
Something like that.
Yeah.
If those people go back and said, look, we're not gonna vote for Danny, we're going back to party line, we're not vote for performance, then the PNP will have an edge there. However, now as it stands, it's a 52-48. It's a 52-48. 52 Danny, 48 Dayton. So you see how close it's coming? It's very close. That's a 4% margin there. So I would call it for the JLP. I would call it for the PNP. But remember, there's a thing in politics. A day in politics is a hell of a time. Because Danny is not a camera member of parliament. He doesn't speak a lot. He works secretly. And he knows how to work on the ground. And he's getting his supporters organizing. So that's a seat in Westmoreland. Don't watch Western Westmoreland. Because Ian Hills don't stand a chance with that guy up there. Central, don't even look at that. I can tell you from where I am sitting now. The JLP will retain Central Westmoreland. Western Westmoreland will go back to the JLP. But I'm watching Eastern because out of the 3 constituencies, Eastern is dieharded. They don't up for change. Maybe it was God who speak to those 14 people and say, look here, enough now.
11.
Me have a vote, JLP. So let's see how, tell you, Eastern is going to go down to the wire. And if Danny win, he will win over 350 votes. That's how I put it. But I'm not calling it for the JLP, I'm not calling for the PNP, I'm watching it. So that's 3. Let's move on to Western Hanover. Western Hanover is a very diarted comrade constituency.
Ian Hills.
Tamika Davis has done well. She win over 1,000 votes. That's not, it's not too small, it's not too enough, but it's a good amount of vote that
about 1,029. Yeah.
Yes, for any person to come and overthrow. Now, the thing that is working in Tamika Davis' favor is that she has done a lot of work during the years of her leadership. She has known the people well. She has organized herself well. But what will work against her is those people over the years that supported the PNP that did not come out to vote, and they will vote for PNP now. If she can translate her performance over the years and up her 1,000 majority that she get, then she will take home the seat for the JLP. But where it is now, it's a 51-49. 51 with Tamika and a 49 to the lady. It's very close right now. She is working, and the opponent is relying on party supporting. If you notice all the seat that I'm telling you that is close to call, the PNP is only relying on their base to come out and vote. They can't go against performance. And that is the thing that the election cycle is changing now, because a new era. People is now looking at performance rather than diarted. So let's see these constituency, what they think. So I'm not calling it for the JLP or the PNP in Western, but it's very close to call. So that's 3 we're gone, right? So we call Central.
4. Kingston. That's 4.
Okay, all right. So the next one now, when we say close to call, let me remember them. Donovan with Central, Kingston, Central.
Yeah, so you have South St. James, Kingston Central, Eastern Westmoreland, Western Hanover, and now your final one.
Oh, that's 5. I give you. It's 4 I give you.
You gave me 4. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you need 1 more.
All right. Hold on. The other one that I tell you we're close to call. Let me look back by my chat, because I did type it. All right. The other one that is very close to call is oh damn. Oh my, I forgot that one. So I'll give you Eastern Westmoreland, I'll give you Central, I'll give you Southern, I'll give you Western. 4. I don't remember the other one.
Was it in Clarendon?
No, I'm looking for it. I'm looking for it's not in Clarendon.
Okay.
Oh, I got it now. Western Hanover, so St. James. Yes, the other one that is very close to call is South Manchester.
Okay.
Just got it now.
Yeah, we looked at that one. Okay, good.
No, South Manchester. Peter Bunting is going up against Ian Ives. But what will work against Peter Bunting is that the old school bus saga and the mere fact that he have lost his seat in Central Manchester, where he has been there for almost 2 terms or 3, don't remember. And he's going up against a homegrown candidate. Now, South Manchester always vote PNP. Robert Chin win that seat over 400 and odd votes. It's a small margin. Anything under 1,000 can easily erased by an opponent. Robert Chin has done some work in the constituency. But we are saying, wonder if that is enough to give Ian Ives a forward, give him a more push start than what he's doing now. Knowing that the fallout in the constituency, where the constituency said Chin is not performing the way they wanted him to be, wonder if Bunting can capitalize on that, because there are factors working against Peter Bunting in that constituency nationally, and then it translates in the constituency. So Peter Bunting now is relying on the diehard comrades to come out and vote for him. And the other hand, Ian Ives born, I don't know if he born there, but he lives there or he runs his business there. And what I'm getting is that he's doing some groundwork and he's getting connected with the people, along with what the former MP has left there. And the people said, look, we choose you. And they are looking at Bunting profile. So it's a very complicated seat at this time going into an election.
Yeah, and in that context too, the number that I guess the gap that would at least need to close would be about, I would say, round this up to like 1,000 votes, because the JLP last election, they won by like 890 votes.
Yes, but remember, Bunting have factors working against him nationally. That's a big thing for an opponent going into an election. You have lost your seat, you have a crossover member of parliament, you are not being loved by the Jamaican people. It's reality. You are now trying to find a format that can take you through the finishing line, over the finishing line, while Ian Ives is there with the people working, and it's a JLP member of parliament now. So that seat is very close to call. I will say it's a 51-49. It's very close to the T at this time.
Okay.
Now, let me tell you something. If I give you 45 seats, that the JLP will take home. Now, listen me good. If the Jamaica Labour Party, if an election night come now, and you see any one of the 5 seats that I've tell you that is too close to call, I'm going to be specific. You see the 3 rural member of parliament, South St. James, Woma Davis, Panika, Western, Hanover, and
Eastern, Westmoreland.
Eastern, Westmoreland, Danny Lawrence, what I call him, the quiet sword. That's the name I give him, because he reminds me of my son. He doesn't speak. I've never seen that MP speak so much. He doesn't speak a lot. He would just come on the platform and then give him like a piece and then gone. He's not like the other rest of MP where rile up the crowd and him just doing thing. He's low key, and that's why I'm saying that seat is a seat in Westmoreland that I'm going to watch so much, because Danny Lawrence is not a camera member of parliament. He works secretly. He's a secret weapon. Let's move on. So, any one out of these 3 rural members of parliament win out of the 5. Let's say the PNP, let's say the JLP win, Tamika Davis win her seat out of the 3 rural. You can count that the JLP will be going close to 50 seats, because they say the school bus saga, it has damaged the PNP chance more than the IC report that the PNP has come out with.
All right, we'll leave that report alone, because once things are in front of the court, we don't want to get into that. So I can leave that one alone. You can go ahead.
I am telling you, the Jamaica, the PNP, the school bus saga will damage the PNP at the poll. And that's why I'm saying any one of the 3 rural member of parliament win their seat.
Mm-hmm.
Out of the 5 that I said close to call, you can count on your finger that the JLP is heading close to 50 seats. Mark my word, that I have to tell you. Because rural members of parliament and the rural bus system, Western Hanover will carry home Oma Davis. Oma Davis will carry home.
You mean South
Danny
St.
Lawrence.
Yeah, okay. Mm-hmm. South St.
Right?
James. Mm-hmm.
South St. James. So if the JLP picked up 3 out of those 5, which is eminent that the JLP is a possibility might pick up close to 4 out of those 5. I'm telling you. So that will may put back the JLP at 49 seats. Right? Because remember, the JLP is also going to take one of the PNP seats. Because I can tell you from where I stand, Michael Phillips is in trouble. Northwest Manchester. Right? The JLP will sweep St. Elizabeth. It's a 4-0.
Mm-hmm.
The JLP will possibly sweep Montego Bay. It's a 4
St. James
for now.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The JLP is gonna. You talk about Rhoda Crawford. Rhoda Crawford gonna win more than what she did win the last time. Because this election, is a future decision, and people are gonna come out in their numbers to reward the government what the government is doing. That's what I'm saying, because it's not government win election, it's party, And the JLP party is well organized. The prime popular now than how it popular in 2020. So that's the problem. That's the problem the PNP is having. It's going to be very difficult for the PNP to retain 18 seats. Very difficult for them to regain 18 seats to form government. Anything over 38 seats in your Oxford dictionary, that become landslide, the numbers.
Yeah, majority. We understand. We understand the first past the post system. We get all of that, and yeah, we understand that.
So wrapping up now, so you can give other person a chance.
Somebody from the PNP I figure call me boss.
The Jamaica Labour Party, my count, 45 seats.
Yes, a 45 sure.
Davis win. If Tamika Davis win, because I don't know Tamika Davis, but I just like that lady. She's very quiet. She's not in the theatric or what you want to call it and the rumble. She just humble. And I am where I am. Can you see my number? I'm in the diaspora. I am watching her because she knows what she's doing. And the JLP has 13 members of parliament female. All 12 will carry home their seats. Only one is close to call, and is something Tamika. Big Rob Miller in St. Catherine, he's gonna take home that seat. So there's no close election, mommy.
We didn't say the election close enough, so don't say that. We didn't say that. We haven't made our. Okay.
I'm just saying there will be no close election.
Okay.
The Jamaica Labour Party is gonna win convincingly. And some seat on the PNP you need to watch. Peter Phillips, seat up in St. Andrew there, have to take a look at it. It can up for grab.
Definitely.
Newton Amos.
Yeah, we talk about that one with Damian Crawford. Yeah, that seat in St. Catherine.
I think the JLP need to give Newton Amos some more strength in that seat. It can win. I'm not calling it close. I'm not calling it. I don't look at that seat right now. What I know is that the JLP need to give Mr. Amos a strength in that seat. If he get the strength from the JLP hierarchy, then Crawford is up for trouble because he doesn't have much to campaign on either.
All right, caller, we have to wrap it up because we're missing a call. But let us know what's your name if you'd like to share. You message me and the number, and we'll add it to our WhatsApp group.
My name labor right, mommy. So it's called me that.
All right, labor right. All right, labor right.
Cool.
Thanks for calling and thanks for sharing and thanks for keeping it real and respectful. So yes, guys, that's how we wanted to call and share. I missed the call, so caller, I'm going to try and return your call, or perhaps the caller is calling. Hello, caller, you're live. Hello, caller. Hold a moment. It's not going through our system here. Let's see. Go again, caller.
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm calling from California. I always
California
go
is
home
in the
to vote.
house. Big up. Thanks for
Yeah,
calling. Talk to us.
yeah. I'm from Crystal Lee seat,
Oh, in St.
and I tell
Anne?
you, Crystal Lee, yeah, in St. Anne.
Okay.
Yeah. Not only because she won by over 2,000 votes, but I'm sorry, but Crystal Lee, I've been working in that seat a lot. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Crystal, since she won, there was a road leading from Runaway Bay to Brownstown for over 35 years.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not Brownstown, they cry to government, they write letters, they do everything, and it didn't fix. Since Crystal Lee became the member of parliament, he fixed that road. This clinic in Runaway Bay, the one in Brownstown, the one in Bamboo. Crystal Lee, especially the one in Bamboo, over $60 million. She is building a clinic there. This is the playground, Free Hill, Kima, Lilyfield, Hazelwood, Bamboo. Those here, those roads, those inroads, Crystal Lee is fixing most of them, if not all. So I have no problem with Crystal Lee going to the next election. But I won't stand a chance. I'm going down to vote.
You say you buy a
I'm just
ticket.
waiting on the Oh, yes. I'm just waiting on the Prime Minister to call the election. And I'm going down to vote. So there's a lot of us too, because right now, right here is about 6 of us going down to vote for Crystal Lee. So a lot of people going down from the diaspora to give Brogan a chance. So
Gotcha.
that's my little bit. Big up Crystal Lee. Big up GLP. Big up Andrew Wellness. All right, you have a good evening. I'll continue listening.
All right, thanks, caller. Thanks for calling. Really appreciate the call. Definitely.
Yeah, and one I forget, and this is a big one too.
Mm-hmm.
When Dayton was the MP for Northwestern, this area that they call Free Hill, it's in Bamboo. I used to see pregnant women with bucket of water on their head coming from down in Gully. And anywhere they can get the water, they would go and get that water. Since Crystal Lee became the member of parliament, it was last week, Wednesday, these people get water in their pipes, so they don't have to carry water. So she's doing a tremendous, I've never seen a member of parliament in Northwest Central since Arnold Bertram that's worked as hard as Crystal Lee. And because of that, I just want to big her up and, moving forward, whenever an election is called and I'm alive, I will go and vote for her because I see what I'm voting for. All right, you have a good evening.
You too. Thank you so much for calling. Really appreciate it. And thanks for keeping it real and respectful.
All right, thank you.
All right, take care. Thanks. Yeah, for sure. Lots of issues there, and this is the space to be. We give you the opportunity to share. As always, we do it in a respectful way. Janai, thanks for keeping the chat going. I don't know if Ovi big you guys up already. Davian, I see you there in the chat as well. Thank you so much for sharing there in the chat. Perhaps we can take another, perhaps two quick short calls. Ovi, I don't know if you'd like to, hop in here and just share with us based on what you have heard from the callers so far and, what is happening in the chat. But for sure, a lot of persons are waiting for the elections to be called. And just today, Ovi and I were talking, and I decided that I'm not going to share this, but perhaps after the elections, I would share because, we try to access information from both sides, and sometimes, when it comes on to accessing information, it's not necessarily available. And so, because we try to do research and we try to present both sides, again, we're not a political platform. We hear from both sides and we share, and we just don't disrespect, right? We just keep it real and respectful. And we want to hear from you too. You can vote in our community poll. So, our community poll, from we have started, it has always been the JLP in the lead. So today's result you're seeing on screen, I believe. All right, 76% for the Jamaica Labour Party and 24% for the People's National Party. Again, it's not an official poll, it's just our community here voting in this poll. But for sure, we want to hear from you. Ovi, talk to us.
Yes, just want to say a special thanks to the callers that, came by. They really shared some good information,
Definitely.
and, really appreciate them contributing to the platform. And, as you rightly said, being really respectful and, just being able to share their points in a way which, doesn't conflict with the values of the channel. And we really appreciate that. And, they have set a great precedent going forward. So really appreciate, that. But a few things that stood out to me, Mr. Laborite said that, a lot of the persons who are moving around, they don't have anything to campaign on. And that's a strong point, I believe, when their, candidates are just placed in a new constituency, then it's hard for them to, they didn't do any work in the constituency. So that's kind of hard.
In the
So that was
constituency,
a
yeah.
valid point. I love that point that he made. And, the second caller, he's so patriotic, and appreciate the fact that Lee, I believe, the
Precisely.
member of parliament, yes, the work that she's doing and the support that they're giving her by flying down to make sure that they keep her there. That's wonderful to hear. It's good to see the political landscape there changing in the sense where persons are looking forward for not just to support a party but looking at what the politicians are doing for them, and that's always good to see, keeping the politicians accountable to their constituents. So that's what I picked up, and I'm going to come back over to you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing there. And absolutely, we have seen that the electorate, is definitely more mature in the context of expectations. A lot of us, we grew up in an era where we want a change. And I believe that has been reflecting in the past, couple of elections in that context, in the context of change. And I feel that, we demanding more and expecting more is showing up in the context of what you see happening in your constituencies. And for sure, we have some constituencies that have been in a particular column for so long, and for some of us we're questioning, what is happening there. Why is it that there is not this development or that we're looking forward to seeing. And it is important to hold your MPs accountable, and no more than ever, MPs understand that they have to work. Yeah, it's not just about making empty promises. And so that part of it is definitely important. So guys, we thank you so much. And I'm just checking in the chat here to see if I have any new comments, but we're going to wrap up this program in a little bit. We do it each evening, so if you're interested in joining us, we'll be here. And we bring updates sometimes, if it is available, and we have that on time to just share with you, messages or statements from both sides, JLP and PNP. And we have, our conversations about, those messages for sure. And we are here, and we want to share with you, the information. So again, too, if you're just tuning in, I want to highlight, and you should be seeing that on screen, that if you're in the parishes of St. Anne and Trelawny, that they're looking for polling station security assistant, and this is from the Electoral Office of Jamaica. So 1 day police, all right, in the parishes, you will be paid. They ask that you be non-partisan, be able to read and write well, have at least secondary level education, so high school, and you should apply at your nearest EOJ constituency office. You should also bring a valid ID and TRN. All right, so that is definitely important. So guys, once you're popping in and popping out, please do not leave without hitting the like button, the subscription button, and it is important to turn on your post notifications so that you do not miss any updates from this channel. So tap the bell and select all. That is definitely important. Now, I want to see who my top fans are. So Marlon, big up yourself. Davy, big up yourself. KJ, Janoy, Courtney. So our top 5, they're top fans. All right, and let me just go down to big up Cislin, Mats Morgan, Teresa, Morgan, and Millicent. All right, big up. Thanks for being in the chat there. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for liking. All right, so now is the time to let us know where you're tuned in from, or the constituency that you're aligned with in Jamaica. So just drop that in the chat. All right, before we sign out of this one. So yes, guys, we're here for it. And you have been fantastic since the start. And we do quite a lot in the context of programs as well. So it's not just my voice, it's, our voices. So Voices in Education is a safe space where we share and learn from each other. So we do not have all the answers, right? And so we are also learning from you in the chat. When you share in the chat, when you call us, we are learning. All right, so big up yourself, Labor, right? And big up yourself, caller from Cali. We really appreciate the calls. And we really appreciate you people sharing in the chat as well. Definitely appreciate it. So let us know where you're tuned in from, or the constituency that you're associated or aligned with. That would be fantastic in the chat there. So we're just looking for that in the chat. And again, do not leave without hitting the like button and the share button. Ovi, do you have any final comments before we go to some music?
Yeah, I just want to underscore the fact that we appreciate all the persons who are here. Make sure that you come again, guys. Make sure you can stay with us. And the only way to do that is by hitting that, you know, that subscription button, turn your post notification on, and just continue to help the platform to grow. We really appreciate all that you have done. Thank you to all the persons who have, contributed. We really, really appreciate that as well. And before coming off, I really what I take away from this evening, program is that, by your work, they shall know you. And we have seen that persons are coming out and talking about the politicians that have done well and what they have done in their constituency. And, that's what is determining, making some persons decide whether or not they're going to be voting for that person or not. And guys, we want you to do the same here for us. We're doing some good work, we believe, and we're asking you for your support. And you being here gives us the confirmation that we're doing some good work. So, guys, if you haven't hit the subscription button or the like button yet, please do that before you go. Turn your post notification so you can be with us here tomorrow again. Take care and walk good.
Fantastic. Thank you so much there, Ovi, for, your, contributions as always. Barrington, big up yourself. Barrington is sharing 56 seats for the JLP Davian. Okay. You are the caller there from Northwest St. Anne. All right, fantastic. Sislin is still here, tuned in from Southern St. James. So big up to everyone tuned in from Northwest St. Anne and Southern St. James. All right, so thank you so much, guys. Blessings and love. And remember, with Christ in the vessel, you can definitely smile at the storm. We're going to go to some music, so I'll just watch the chat. All right, and just allow the music to go. And we'll see what happens in the chat. But do not leave without hitting the like button, the share button, and of course the subscription button. That is definitely important. So again, please remember to hit the like button, the share button, and the subscription button. Let's go to some music here. All right, guys, that's it for this evening. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you in the next live. All right, blessings and love, everyone. Take care.